Okay, so this quick recording is around moving forwards with and building, if you like, on the miracle questioning and all of the other stuff you've been doing. So as I've said all along, what we're doing is constantly layering. And the one thing I don't want you to do in this module, because I'm throwing quite a lot of the unconscious stuff at you and how you unpin it and the tools that you use. But don't go into overwhelm, because this is the first time some of you will have heard anything like this is, oh my goodness, there's too much. Just do one at a time, move forwards with it, come back to it, and then as you're ready, or as you hit a block or an obstacle, come into something else. Because what you'll find is that different parts of the module will unlock potentially previous parts where you've perhaps got questions or confusion. But to throw every single part of it into one single humongous? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but anyway, one big lump is unhelpful. So I've broken it down. And this one is all about, I talk about confusion, unconscious confusion. In other words, what you want versus what you don't want. And I want to clarify what this means for the neural pathways in your brain and how you will confuse it, or how you have been confusing it, and how you want to start giving it a clear path of direction based on what you want. Even if right now you're going, I don't know what I want, that's the problem. So let me see if I can increase the clarity here. So as I said, it's about providing a clear direction, because clear direction builds positive neural pathways. And clear direction in this sense doesn't mean like what you need is a grand plan and a set of goals and an absolute knowledge of where you're going and all the milestones on the way. That's not at this stage the type of clear direction we're looking for. That will build from this, but you want to start small and start here. So here's what tends to happen when you have a problem. You come into you get overwhelmed, you know you want to reinvent something, but you might not be sure what. You're doing that, bumping your head against a wall, you're feeling frustrated, you're procrastinating, you're doing all those things that you know self-sabotage and hold you back, but you're not doing it deliberately. But here's what happens is we get very fixated when we're in that state. That's driving negative neural pathways. You're building and reinforcing negativity, because all you can focus on is a version of the picture on the left, is what you don't want. And this could be any picture, but you get the picture. It's an idea of it. She clearly in this picture is stressed, overwhelmed, doesn't know what to do, lost. All of those things are things you don't want. And when you're in that place, that's where your attention spends its time. It wants to keep looking at, oh, hang on, there's this other thing. Oh, no, let me tell you about that. Oh, no, this has gone wrong now. And effectively what's going is the neuroscience, the neural pathways are being fed. So each thought feeds another. And you know how this works. I'm sure most of you have heard the red elephants, blue elephants story, when you say to someone, okay, I want you to imagine blue elephants. In fact, I don't want you to imagine blue elephants. I want you to not imagine blue elephants. I only want you to not think about blue elephants. But of course, the only thing you can think about is blue elephants. Whereas what you actually want to say, rather than don't think about blue elephants, is think about red elephants. And that's effectively what this picture is about, is don't tell it what you don't want, which is the blue elephants. I should have put elephants on these pictures. Tell it what you do want. Now, what you do want, this is really important. Do not confuse this with what you think you should want, or what somebody else tells you would be a better path to go. You know, a coach or a friend or a family member or whoever. It's got to be what you want, and you don't have to link it. You don't go, well, if I don't feel stressed at work, if we use this picture, if I don't feel stressed at work, that doesn't mean I can go gallivanting and backpacking my way across and kip on the beach, does it? You want to remove logic. This is not about logic. This is working with your unconscious mind. All you're doing is building a fresh pathway, a positive neural pathway that will begin to give you the opportunity to strengthen it and to build more. So don't think these two things have to be linked, but do think, what would I really want? Oh, you know, I would love to just travel the world with a backpack. That's all you have to do, is just feed that thought. You want to give more, slowly give more attention to the things you want that light you up. If you go back to module 1, where we looked at childhood stuff, it's taking on the same energy, but in your current life. So again, you know, here's the picture on the left, is that looks very lost and distant and lonely. You know, there's no one else in the room, and it's pensive and thoughtful, and there's something in that expression, my expression, that says, what the hell am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. And then you move to the right. So I might be going, oh, I don't want to be on my own with this. I don't want to be consumed with thoughts about this. But what my brain needs to know is, well, what do you want, Shirley? I'd like to be connected to people who think like I do, who want what I want. You know, I want to be hanging out with like-minded people. That's what I want. And that's what I have to feed my brain. I hope this is making sense. And just to illustrate the point, as all these pictures are, the same story each time, illustrating the point. So on the left, what you might not want is being trapped in a grey, dull, lifeless urban environment. So what do you want? Gosh, wouldn't it be lovely if I spent most of my time outside in the country with the blue sky and the fresh air on my skin? These are just thoughts. They are not plans, remember? And the final example, we can all relate to this, I think. And it's an irony, isn't it? So on the left, what you don't want, and we might be thinking, but I do. What I mean, but what you don't want is for that to be your diet, even though they taste delicious. And you might go, oh, actually, but I do want the one on the left. I don't want the one on the right. But if you're in that space of wanting to improve your health, and that's what frustrates you, this isn't about which one you like the taste of best. It's about if you want to increase your health and it stresses you that all you ever eat is sugar and more sugar and more sugar and takeaway food and fast food. But what you really want is, oh, why can't I eat that lovely fresh stuff? Because I quite like the taste of that too. So again, I want to emphasize, not a should, not a must have, not a this is what someone else recommends, some expert, some member of my family, some whatever. This is what do I want for me. And although I have linked these in the previous few pictures, I want to emphasize what I said in the first one, which is they don't have to be related. You don't have to solve the problem in the same vein, because that's how your logical brain has been trying to solve this all along. So with food, it is, oh God, I shouldn't be eating these things. I should be eating those things. And that hasn't worked so far, has it? So it might be that you could swap these pictures around and you might say, oh, I don't want to be eating all that sugar. I don't want to be eating all that sugar. Oh, I'd love to be out in the open air more often. And it's not a direct interchange. Let go of all the logical stuff. This is about building neural pathways. And as in the previous module, where we looked at insignificant moments of joy, little things matter. So when you think about the things you want, if you think about the things you don't want, just pause for a second and notice how much detail is in those things you don't want when you think about them. How much sensory information, color, taste, sound, sensation, vision, whatever it is, it's very detailed. Even if it is momentary, like our brain loves detail. So it could be a tiny moment where you had a biscuit, but that becomes an all-consuming moment. And they're frequent. The negative thoughts are frequent. So you want to start making the things you want, the thoughts about those frequent too. And they can be ordinary. Like I said, it could be, I'd like to eat more apples because actually I really love them. I don't know why I don't eat them, for example. So this firmly links with insignificant moments of joy, but it also links with miracle questioning when you're thinking about your miracle answers in relation to what do I want rather than what I don't want. And tiny, tiny steps. Don't, I was about to give you a don't then. Let go of logic and trust the unconscious mind. Do not look for links. Don't try to solve this. This is not the purpose of anything in this program. You allow your unconscious mind to solve it by feeding it the right kind of information. Think about what you want instead. So that was a little bit longer than I intended. I hope it's proved helpful. Any problems or questions, leave me a note over on the Midlife Reinvention Facebook page, which is private just for this group, and I will respond. Okay, take care. I hope you're enjoying it. Do let me know how you're finding it, what works for you, what doesn't, what you want more of, what you want less of. Okay, take care. Bye for now.